What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of FORNEVERNEWS! In today's episode, we've got some stories to talk about. In case you aren't subscribed, you definitely should do so. Subscribe down there, hit the bell to get all notifications. That way you'll always be notified and get the FORNEVERNEWS. Definitely subscribe, hit that bell, and enjoy. Okay, people, so for starters, we got a big announcement regarding the future of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime with a big event coming. We'll talk about it. We got Shonen Jump author comments, the most recent ones. We're going to dive into that. We got a Dr. Stone popularity poll incoming. We got a couple of pieces of Jujutsu Kaisen news regarding the producer of the anime, if I'm not mistaken, having problems with Megumi as a character, and also something regarding Gojo, so we're going to talk about that. We got a little bit of info on a Star Wars anime, an update on the Seven Deadly Sins movie sales, a big announcement regarding the Baki series getting another anime, Tokyo Revengers getting the cover of Weekly Shonen magazine. We got a big announcement regarding manga sales being at an all-time high. Demon Slayer Zenitsu VA, very unfortunate news regarding what happened with him. Demon Slayer Season 2 announcements, Demon Slayer spin-off art, so a shit ton of Demon Slayer stuff to go through. We got Netflix giving us something good that I'm really excited for. They kind of got the rights to something that I was hoping they'd get the rights to. I wonder if they watched that episode of FORNEVERNEWS and were like, yeah, you know, anime fans are gonna want to watch this, let's do it. So we'll talk about that. Interesting story regarding Pokemon Go and Afghanistan. Black Clover whipping ass, baby, whipping ass. We're gonna talk about this one. And also, apparently an Axed series in Shonen Jump is outselling a series that is current in the magazine right now. Wild stuff. Fullmetal Alchemist, we got a couple of pieces of news for that one. Big story, a lot of drama regarding Mappa Studios and Chainsaw Man. We're going to talk about it. We talked briefly about a piece of that news beforehand, but there's a massive update with Mappa trying to do and, you know, cover from a PR nightmare. And yeah, we're going to get into it. One Piece worldwide popularity doing great, as well as One Piece Odyssey. We'll talk about that, what that is. Four Knights of the Apocalypse, a little bit of an update on the manga, Sword Art Online movie release date, and an article regarding sequels and how they happen and why they don't happen. And yeah, we got a packed house of stories, so without further ado, let's jump into another exciting episode of FORNEVERNEWS! The only news source that provides anything and everything anime and manga related, and we don't bore you. We get into it. Let's do it.
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay, people, so first up on the docket, big news for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the anime, Stone Ocean in particular. According to this, it says there will be a special online event happening on August 8th. It will be filled with updates that you guys been wondering, and it will be free to watch on Warner Brothers Japan anime channel, and there will be English sub options as well. So this is going to be very freaking huge, and it's going to be updates with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in particular, again regarding Stone Ocean. And I am so freaking excited. I absolutely love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I can't freaking wait. I'm just like thrilled through the moon. So August 8th, yeah, you know where to expect to see me at, or at the very least where I'm gonna be at. I'm gonna be watching this event with those English subtitles on, because I gotta know what's going on with JoJo, when can we expect it, and all that jazz, which I'm imagining this is going to give us some type of idea. But yeah, big event, August 8th, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Moving forward, let's take a look at the latest Shonen Jump author comments. We got a few we're going to talk about today. For starters, we got Boichi from Dr. Stone. Lately, Inagaki-sensei's power of expression has seriously evolved even more than before. I can't keep up. And Boichi is the artist, and Inagaki is the author, so he's talking about what Inagaki has been presenting him to draw, which is pretty dope. Hajime Komodo, Marshall, he said, I'm getting negative comments about my above knee length shorts, but I'm not going to stop wearing them, and I ain't shaving my legs. Yo! Alright, man. you go with your bad self. I wanted to throw this one in there. I don't know if I'll cover this every week, but Koji Miura, Blue Box author, said, I have nothing to write for the author comments. Please help. Does anyone have a question? Yo, fam, you can say anything. Like, these authors be saying anything. Like, you can say I farted and put that in every week. Like, anything you want to say, have a blast with it. Yuto Suzuki from Sakamoto Days said, I'm so happy my manga appeared in Roboko, which I enjoy every week. Thank you so much. It really feels like Roboko is slowly starting to somewhat take the place of Gintama. drama. Again, I keep saying it, but the parodies and everything is nuts. Yoshifumi Tozuka from Undead Unluck. I wanted to learn about 5-star stories, so I watched the anime movie, and it was totally amazing. Not too familiar with that, so I'm not sure what he's referring to. Yuki Kawaguchi, the Hunters Guild Red Hood, said, "Thank you so much, Horikoshi-sensei," referring to the author of My Hero Academia. "You've helped me so much. I'll do my best." That chapter 2, though, I'm not going to review it every week for now because it's a fresh series, but first couple chapters, I'm really liking Red Hood, fam. Y'all saw that first video. I'll put a lot of y'all on, so we'll see where that goes. Eiichiro Oda, creator of One Piece, currently doing a campaign to thank everyone. "Thanks for having me in Jump, and thanks for reading the manga." That feels very humble, and that feels also very, like, could mean anything. It could just mean that Oda wanted to say thank you. Could be that there's some, you know, One Piece is going to end at some given point. Who knows when, though, but, thank you, Oda, for writing one of the greatest shonen stories of all time. Thank you. Yuki Tabata, author of Black Clover, said, "I got a Father's Day gift from my wife and daughter. People call this feeling moved. Yay." Why does that sound so robotic? Like he doesn't understand feelings. Like, what the hell? And yeah, people, those were the comments we're going to cover for this week's Shonen Jump author comments. Always an interesting treat. Again, like I've started more so to make this a staple in Forever News, just because it's really interesting to get a little bit of insight into these authors outside of the occasional big interview and things like that. And yeah, you can see if some of them are quirky, some of them are funny, some of them what they're going through in life with these each and every week author comments. And also, I know a lot of you guys have told me you really like them, especially the weekly Shonen magazine ones. But yeah, we'll do Jump 2. Next up, we got the results for the Dr. Stone 4th annual popularity poll. It's from 20 to 1. We'll go straight through. 20 Chelsea, 19 Yuzuriha, 18 Mozu, 17 Joel, 16 Byakuya, 15 Ginro, 14 Francos. I don't know how to pronounce that name, forgive me. 13 Kinro, 12 Suika, 11 Taiju, 10 Hyoga, 9 Zeno, 8 Stanley, 7 Chrome, 6 Kohaku, still doing the damn thing. 5 Tsukasa. Hey, that anime must have boosted him up because, yeah, I don't know what's been going on in the manga, but I could imagine it's been a little bit since we've seen him, right? I don't know. Number 4, Ukyo. 3, Ryusui. 2, Senku. 1, Gen. Wow, Gen number 1. That's crazy. Shout outs to these character popularity polls. Gives us an insight on what, at the very least, Japan is feeling like regarding these characters. But I thought Senku would have been number 1. I am shocked, but that's telling on the popularity of the characters in Dr. Stone. Next up, we got 2 pieces of Jujutsu Kaisen news. For starters, Jujutsu Kaisen exhibit unveils Gojo life-size statue. Jujutsu Kaisen is one of the biggest series in anime these days, and its power is hard to deny. With its sales at an all-time high right now, Jujutsu Kaisen is ready to take on a huge art exhibit that will hype up fans. And now we've gotten a look at part of the exhibition and its life-size take on Gojo. Holy shit, the Gojo life-size statue looks really good. Yeah, wow, that's actually a life-size statue. That's crazy. And yeah, even some of the exhibition is nuts. Like, holy shit, I wish I could see that, man. Japan, they get all the good shit. We just get to look at it through our phones and shit. They get all the good shit. The Jujutsu Kaisen statue is massive, and it shows Gojo sitting in a gnarly ink chair made of goo. The sorcerer is shown sitting with one leg curled into his chest while the other hangs down. As always, Gojo is dressed sharply in his black costume and is shown with one hand pulling out his eye mask. This is why fans can see his crystal blue eyes in the statue, and Gojo's white silver hair only complements the look. Yeah, it looks freaking awesome. But the second piece of Jujutsu Kaisen news is regarding a problem that one of the producers on Jujutsu Kaisen had with Megumi's character, and it sounds a little bit silly from what I read, but Jujutsu Kaisen producer reveals the hilarious problem behind Megumi's domain expansion scene. Jujutsu Kaisen's producer opened up about the hilariously unexpected problem with the debut of Megumi Fushiguro's domain expansion in the anime. The first season of the anime was such a huge hit with fans that sales of Gege Akutami's original manga has skyrocketed. Of course, we know this already. We talk about this every week. And this was even more so towards the end of the first season. The final arc of the season saw Yuji Itadori, Nobara Kugisaki, and Megumi taking on their own strong opponents, and Megumi's fight resulted in a huge power boost as he unlocked his strongest move yet, his own version of the domain expansion. But as producer behind the anime, Keisuke Sashimo revealed during the special Jujutsu Kaisen panel held during Studio Mappa's 10th anniversary celebration, the team behind the anime were conflicted about depicting Megumi with an ugly face since he's normally such a cool looking person even in the midst of fights. They even had to assign someone with the explicit purpose of making him ugly in that moment. That's hilarious. But yeah, it seems as though they had an issue of toning down the coolness of Megumi from Jujutsu Kaisen. Wow. Okay, next up, let's talk about something that the internet was going on fire for the last couple days regarding a Star Wars anime coming to fruition. Let's read. Star Wars Visions anime anthology reveals studio lineup and a new preview. Following up on its announcement back in December, the Star Wars Visions anime anthology is back in the spotlight thanks to today's Anime Expo Light panel. So this happened during Anime Expo's Light panels. The panel kicked off with a flurry of participating studios, adding up to a very impressive lineup of talent. We got Star Wars Visions premiering on September 22nd on Disney+. Studios taking part in the collection along with their respective shorts include, so this is going to be a collective of different shorts of different studios, you know, anime producing studios that are going to be taking part, doing, like, I'm imagining small stories that are taking place inside the Star Wars verse. And just looking at a lot of this is like, yo, this is gonna look wild. Some of this stuff, especially the character design, there's a shit ton of really good looking stuff. But yeah, a lot of people are really hype about this. I think it's going to be pretty cool. And honestly, I haven't been excited for Star Wars in a minute. I'm one of those people that I really like the original trilogy. I didn't give much of a chance with the newer films. I'm not the biggest fan, but I kind of somewhat have a soft spot for the prequels. But yeah, this Star Wars anime kind of got me excited, so I'll definitely give it a watch at the very least. It might be good, and it's short stories, so why the hell not. Next up, let's talk some Seven Deadly Sins, because recently the film that they were talking about for a while now, hyping it up, has been released in theaters, and apparently it came in at number 3 at the box office. It says, Japan box office, The Seven Deadly Sins Cursed by Light makes its 3rd place debut. The Seven Deadly Sins Cursed by Light, the latest and final installment of the anime franchise, inspired by Nakaba Suzuki's The Seven Deadly Sins manga series, was finally released in 217 theaters across Japan on July 2nd, and earned 122 million yen, which is about $1.1 million, on 98,000 admissions in its first 3 days, becoming the 3rd top grossing film of the weekend. The 3-day gross was 62% of the 2-day gross of the previous film, The Seven Deadly Sins, the movie Prisoners of the Sky, released in August 2018, and ended its domestic run with $5.8 million. Based on the opening week's results, the second film's final box office performance in Japan is likely to settle around 300 to 400 million yen, which, hey, that's not too bad considering the Seven Deadly Sins, they have done an absolute number on its reputation ever since, what was it, like 2 seasons ago now, where the animation and art took a nosedive massively because it got brought in by Studio Dean, and then Studio Dean was outsourcing it to other companies and stuff, and we had that gloriously infamous fight at this point between Meliodas and Escanor. Ever since that point, it's been like no return, and yeah, to even do that good of like, hey, you're placing 3rd in the opening weekend, it's like, hey, you know, Seven Deadly Sins took a massive hit in terms of popularity, so yeah, I'm actually happy for it that it did that well, and I loved the Seven Deadly Sins. I think the anime and a lot of the approach that they took with it, between making it a Netflix exclusive and all that, really hurt it. I feel like the Seven Deadly Sins could have competed with a lot of the top Jump titles, because before all this riffraff happened in the anime, then people started turning on the manga and all that jazz. Like, Seven Deadly Sins was regarded as like, yo, this is a really good shonen. This is, people used to describe it as fairy tale done right, and I used to absolutely love it. And I used to review the chapters weekly, and it was awesome. Like, it had a lot of hype and shit. So the anime unfortunately drove it to this point where it's still pretty good, you know, 3rd place opening weekend, but it would have been so much bigger and grandiose, so if it wasn't for, yeah, the studio switch from A1 to Dean. And yeah, but I'm still gonna watch this film when it hits Netflix, so yeah. Speaking of Netflix, I need that other 12 so I can finish that season. I'm just saying. Moving forward, we got a little bit of Baki news. Baki, Son of Ogre anime adaptation will be on air from this fall on Netflix, which I'm not sure if that was running already in Japan or if this is going to be a new anime that's coming to Netflix, but everybody from what I hear loved the Baki anime. That was like a Netflix exclusive that came out a couple of years ago. So if you like some Baki, you're gonna have more Baki, Son of Ogre, and the anime adaptation will be on Netflix, which I've been meaning to get into. Like, I saw a lot of the original Baki the Grappler, the what is it, like early 2000s, late 90s, something like that, anime, and I really enjoyed it for what it was. Maybe I might actually go through, finish that up first, and then jump into the Netflix one, and then eventually this one. So I'm a ways off from this, but I remember really enjoying the Baki anime, and I think I saw it like on YouTube a while ago. So yeah, but Baki, Son of Ogre, Netflix. Yeah, just something I wanted to bring to you guys' attention, that Tokyo Revengers by Ken Wakui is on the cover of the upcoming weekly Shonen magazine, issue number 32 for 2021, and man, I wish I had a copy of this magazine. It has, you know, 3 of the main characters, of course, Takamichi and them, Ken, Mikey, and it looks flawless, the colors and everything, and shout outs to Tokyo Revengers. I'm always pushing the agenda. Tokyo Revengers, fam! Like, looks freaking awesome. Next up, a very interesting article regarding manga sales reaching an all-time high. According according to this, it says manga sales reached all-time high in 2020. Media news website ICV2 reported on Friday that sales of print manga reached an all-time high in 2020, according to its print manga sales analysis based on information from NPD, Bookscan, Diamond Comic Distributors, Comic Hub, and other sources. Backlist manga and box sets factored strongly into the year's sales, and ICV2 attributed that demand to increased anime streaming during the new virus disease situation, leading to increased manga purchases. This new peak passes the previous record, which was set in 2007. Following that year, a steep decline occurred between 2008 and 2012. Ironically, that was the years that Toonami was off air. Just saying. I'm just saying. Due to several factors, including a global financial crisis. Oh yeah, that was also the recession. Bankruptcy of the Borders bookstore. Oh my god, I'll never forget how Borders got me. I bought like 20 or 30 volumes of One Piece at full retail price, and then they went out of business and were doing like 50% off, and yeah. That shit still hurts. A decline in anime on North American television, and a smaller backlist of previously unaired anime in North America. ICV2 reported in April that NPD Bookscan's report for the first quarter of 2021 showed a 29% increase in overall print book sales in the United States, the highest volume of print book sales in a first quarter since NPD Bookscan began tracking book sales in 2004. In particular, the report showed a large growth in the category of graphic novels, up 4 million from first quarter 2020, with manga accounting for 80% of the growth in that category. The vice president publishing sales at Viz Media, Kevin Hamrick, previously stated in an interview with ICV2 that Viz saw a 70% growth in the US market for 2020, in line with a 43% increase in overall manga sales in the United States in 2020, despite the pandemic. Hamrick followed up with ICV2 regarding his comment from a previous interview that sales of first manga volumes and box sets increased during the pandemic, saying that the company had sold out and had to reprint all of its box sets, particularly those manga that have anime adaptations. He cited Haikyuu and Jujutsu Kaisen as notable examples, adding that the latter has seen the same trajectory as Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba's manga. We did report on that a few months ago, I want to say now. And that's crazy that 2020 was the biggest year for manga since, what, 2007, and the biggest recorded increase since it began tracking in 2004. That is nuts. And to be honest with you, just keeping it a billion with you guys, since I started this channel, my main objective for the longest time was to put anime and manga on the map. I'm not saying, hey, this is all because of me. Don't get it twisted by any means. I'm not a narcissist or anything like that. But I will say that it feels like mission accomplished. It feels like, you know, the fact that anime and manga is socially acceptable now, like you go into stores and people are just talking about it and people are wearing the shirts and people are, you know, on social media all over the place. Like, that is really, really awesome. And I feel like we achieved something. I feel like that goal that I set way back when I first started this, and one of the things was I just wanted to do YouTube to find people to talk about anime and manga with, because I didn't know nobody around me that was into this or even knew what the heck it was. We achieved that. And this is another prime example. Like, that goal is done. We did it. I guess it's time for the next journey, right? Okay, next up, let's talk a little bit of Demon Slayer. We got a few pieces of news. For starters, something very unfortunate, because Demon Slayer Zenitsu VA Hiro Shimono tested positive for COVID-19. If you don't know about the way I pronounce it, it is what it is, but y'all know what it is. Y'all see the article. The website for Hiro Shimono's agency, I'm Enterprise, reported on Friday that the Demon Slayer star, who also voices Connie in Attack on Titan and Dabi in My Hero Academia, this man's a legend, among other roles, had tested positive and was undergoing treatment in accordance with his local health center and health authorities. Shimono had taken a PCR test on July 2nd at a hospital, which came back positive. The agency noted that the close contacts are currently under investigation, and since the announcement on July 2nd, there have been no updates from the agency in regards to close contacts. We wish Shimono a speedy recovery. Absolutely, that is horrible. Hope he's good. Hope his family is good and all that jazz. Terrible to hear. Terrible, terrible. Next up, we got some more Demon Slayer. Apparently, Demon Slayer Season 2 TV anime announcement to come on July 13th. Get ready, Demon Slayer Kimetsu fans, because more information on the second season will be coming next week via Aniplex YouTube's channel and Abema TV. The official Demon Slayer Twitter announced today that the special titled Kimetsu TV New Information Announcement Special will broadcast on July 13th at 9 p.m. Japan time, so that will probably be like 5 a.m. for us on July 13th, and feature the voice actors for Tanjiro and Tengen Uzui, the sound Hashira, and the main focus of the upcoming arc, which I mean 5 p.m. ES or 5 a.m. EST. Just wanted to throw that out. And did I say EST? I don't know. 5 a.m. EST, July 13th, we should have all the info. And the second season of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba will see the gang travel to Tokyo's infamous Yoshiwara district to help out the second Hashira on his mission. And yeah, we already got a subtitle trailer trailer of it and all that jazz. So look forward to some more announcements, probably an exact date for it, I'm imagining, and also maybe another trailer teaser and maybe an episode count or something, I don't know. But yeah, so we got that, and then we just got a little bit more insight into the Demon Slayer comedy gag spin-off, Kimetsu Gakuen spin-off serialization by Natsuki Hogami and special illustration by Koyoharu Gotoge in issue number 31, and it's just giving us a little bit of like a look at the art from the spin-off, and looks kind of cool for the most part. I might read the first chapter to see what it's all about, but it's an SD series. I said it before, I'll say it again. I really am not all that interested, but if you are for this, you know, comedy spin-off of Demon Slayer, there you go. There's the character designs and a little bit of an illustration from the original author. Okay, next up, I'm very, very glad to announce this one because I said it in the episode that I talked about it on Forever News, that this Shonen Jump reality TV show is something that I really want to watch, and I hope somebody subtitles it. It's basically a reality show that's going to follow around up-and-coming mangaka or a potential mangaka in like a competition to get basically like a deal to get published in an anime and all that stuff. Well, according to this, Netflix to stream anime of Shonen Jump Plus reality shows winning manga globally. Well, according to this, the stakes are very, very high because not only are they going to get published, they're going to get some money, thousands of dollars and all that stuff. Well, according to this, it says that Netflix is pretty much signed on board to air globally that anime adaptation that they get from the winner. So whoever wins that show is going to get their series on Netflix, which it's a good and a bad because hey, we've seen a lot of these Netflix adaptations not really being the best. But according to this, Netflix announced on Friday that it will exclusively stream the eventual anime adaptation of the winning manga from the million tagged Shonen Jump Plus's battle audition show for discovering the next star manga creator worldwide. The show's winning manga creator will also receive a prize of 5 million yen, about $45,000, the opportunity to serialize their manga on Shonen Jump Plus, and a compiled book volume of that manga. Netflix anime producer Kohei Obata will serve as a guest judge in the final challenge of the show in its final episode. And again, it'll be an 8-episode program, which initially I thought this article was saying that it was going to stream that actual reality show on Netflix with like subtitles. I hope that still happens. Like, I really want to actually see the reality show. Like, it'll be cool and all that jazz. Like, yeah, get your anime adaptation and get it on Netflix, all that stuff. I want to actually see the competition. That sounds interesting. That sounds exciting. So yeah, fingers crossed for that, but at the very least we know that the stakes are really, really high for this reality show. Next up, very, very odd, hilarious, weird, all of that jazz story regarding Pokemon Go and Afghanistan. A U.S. troop withdrawal from Afghanistan leaves Pokemon Go digital remains. As of Friday, U.S. troops have pulled out of the military base of Bagram airfield in Afghanistan. In their wake, they leave a trail of Pokemon in the Pokemon Go smartphone game. U.S. military news outlet Stars and Stripes reported that the game was popular among people stationed at Bagram. However, as U.S. withdrawal from the base progressed, Stars and Stripes found that various low-level Pokemon have been defending gym locations for a longer period of time than normal. Why are they tracking Pokemon at a what? A Lotad was stationed at the former Warrior Chapel for 10 days, while an Aron spent around 2 weeks defending a memorial to a fallen service member. Servicemen recalled using the game as a means to socialize and relieve stress during deployment. The gyms were frequently visited by troops, contractors, and civilians in the past several years. This is so weird. Like, yo, I get it, because they probably went through, you know, they went through some shit, obviously, if there's, you know, memorializing people and all that stuff, but it's really weird that why are they keeping track of, like, you know, why are the army or the navy or, you know, these troops in general, like, keeping track of the Pokemon and Pokemon Go at their base? Like, I don't know, is that part of their strategy or something? John Stutter, who was deployed at the base in 2019 as a captain, said that he would like to return one day to reclaim the gyms if the situation in Afghanistan improves, remarking that, "I'm sure somewhere in Afghanistan, some kid is bragging about how he took control of an American Pokemon gym." It's not an American Pokemon gym. It's an Afghanistan Pokemon gym. Just saying. Bagram Airfield was the largest military base in Afghanistan, serving as a hub for American air operations. Its closure marks a symbolic end to America's involvement in the 20-year war in Afghanistan. As the military continues to wind down its operations in the region, Afghan security forces have taken control of the airfield. And yeah, I don't know what to make of that story. I'm not even gonna lie. Reading that, I'm like, so y'all were keeping track of the Pokemon gyms, and it's one thing to do it as like, hey, we're all having fun, we're playing Pokemon Go, but y'all sound like y'all were really knee deep in this shit. Like, hey, I mean, hey, if it got the soldiers through a horrible nightmare, then by all means go ahead, but it just it seems like they took this very, very serious. And also that whole comment of like taking over, like, no, that's a gym over there, it's their gym. Okay, people, so next up, we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it because it's very, very interesting. There's two pieces of story within this story, because the Shonen Jump latest rankings of the latest volumes that just came out are in the rankings, not the sales. The sales we'll probably talk about in the next episode because the sales numbers aren't in yet, but we got the rankings. And well, for starters, let's talk about the most thing that I want to talk about. I'm sure a lot of you guys want to know. Black Clover has been leading the charge in the latest release of volumes. It is at number 4. The next one over is Elusive Samurai, which is very interesting, at number 33. But I want to say that's its first volume. Then Undead Unluck with its latest volume at 69. That's not great at all, which I want to say again, this is on its 3rd day for all of these ones. Maybe I'm off on that, but I'm pretty sure it's on the 3rd day. Yozaku the Family 70, Phantom Seer 110, Me and Roboko 183, and then all the way 445 A Gravity Boys. So after A Gravity Boys and on, we're not even gonna look into that because that's like, whoa, that's way down there. But for starters, Black Clover leading the charge. And I mean, I'll throw the argument there that out of all of these, it's the only one that is like a veteran, so it's to be expected. Like, you better whip their asses. Like, if Elusive Samurai is kicking your ass, or even Undead Unluck, we have issues here, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if Marshall was in this bunch, I would have said like, Marshall shouldn't be beating you. So there's that. But shout outs to Black Clover, number 4, very, very big feat. And I want to say maintained like that position. I think it's been rocking between like 3 and 4, which I'm hoping, I said it before and I'll say it again, I'm hoping for 100k plus sales. We'll see what it does, but 100k plus with the anime ending, that would be really, really good. So I'm looking forward to those numbers, and just big congrats to Black Clover leading charge in this release of Jump volumes. Elusive Samurai, that's pretty good, 33. I'm wondering what the sales are gonna look like, but that's good. Undead Unluck 69, that is not good. That is not good. I don't know what the sales are like, so we'll see, but that doesn't look good. Yozaku the Family 70, that doesn't look good either. But here's the weird thing. Phantom Seer has been canceled now for a couple months, and with this volume 4, which I want to say might be the final volume, it is at 110, while Roboko, Me and Roboko, the new Gintama of Shonen Jump, parroting Jujutsu Kaisen at that, is at 183. So a canceled manga, Phantom Seer, is beating out a currently serialized manga in Shonen Jump, Me and Roboko. I get it, they're two different genres. One is a lesser, you know, popular one, comedy and stuff like that, but that is strange, and that's also ironic, and that's just kind of like, maybe that is one of the reasons why they said, okay, let's try putting Phantom Seer with a special chapter in Shonen Jump Plus, see what that does. I wouldn't be surprised if Phantom Seer returns. If it is kicking Me and Roboko's ass, and they're pushing Me and Roboko has been doing parodies of all these series to get their fandoms to check it out. They had the Jujutsu Kaisen parody, all of that jazz. Phantom Seer might actually return. I feel like it's going to return. If that Shonen Jump Plus chapter does well numbers wise and people are really tuning in, that might return, because it's kicking a serialized manga's ass. And yeah, they're both what? They're both on their volume 4. So how is the canceled one outdoing the serialized? I'm just saying. And again, I know two different genres, but that's something to note. And either way, shout outs to all the manga that did well. I'm a little concerning on that Undead Unluck, because I really want Undead Unluck to pop. I really like it, but 69, we'll see what the sales are looking like once we get those numbers. But again, shout outs to all of them, and Black Clover leading the charge. Number 4, baby. Let's get that 100k. Come on, 100k. Next up, we got a couple of pieces of Fullmetal Alchemist news. For starters, Fullmetal Alchemist by Hiromu Arakawa has 80 million copies in circulation worldwide. I'd expect nothing less. Fullmetal, classic series, classic anime, classic manga, 80 million. I hope within the next decade it gets that last 20 and could be 100 million. It deserves it. It deserves the accolades for sure. So 80 million on that. But then, remember I told you guys in a recent episode of FORNEVER News that there's some big Fullmetal Alchemist news coming down the pipeline. Well, according to this, it says there will be a Fullmetal Alchemist focused YouTube live stream on July 12th with new announcements. They opened a 20th anniversary website too, and a reminder, a new Fullmetal Alchemist project will be revealed in an upcoming Shonen Gangan magazine issue in August 2021, out on the same day. So this could very well be something huge. Now again, some people have been saying that, don't forget that they were talking about doing a Fullmetal Alchemist webtoon, but that's already been announced. So I don't know if they're going to do a big live stream to announce, hey, something that we already announced, the webtoon is coming. It's I guess they might say it's here, but I don't know. For a 20th anniversary, that doesn't sound great. I think a movie would be fine. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want a sequel manga. I think it'll just mess it all up at this point because Fullmetal is so perfect. But another film like The Sacred Star Milos or something like that, I'd be okay with it. But yeah, I don't know what the heck they're gonna be able to do with the 20th anniversary website. Curious what you guys think. But Fullmetal Alchemist, big news coming. Okay, next up, now there's been a lot of drama with Studio Mappa, and it's a shame because y'all know they've been killing it, and with all the great anime they've been bringing forth, the high level of animation and everything. Like, in terms of their high quality, they've been bar none some of the best out there. But a lot of drama has been coming forth. Like just recently now it's been revealed that there was an animator that did, which we'll read it in this article, like a promotional piece, which I want to say could potentially be that Chainsaw Man PV that we all went crazy. He animated it, put it together, and got paid like $2. Literally $2 for that PV, which that's nuts. But let's read the article and we'll dive into it, because it seems like Mappa is trying to do a cleanup, so to speak, of PR, because they're looking really bad right now in the light of the way they're treating their workers. Mappa's new studio annex will improve the workplace environment. Photos of Mappa's new studio annex building were publicly released on Architecture Photo on Monday. According to the architects, the desk materials and the open space of the lounge were designed with quote-unquote the intention to improve the workplace environment. The lack of skilled animators has been worsening lately, the notes explain. One of the various causes is because skilled people in the anime and games industry have instead been going to China, which is in a good economic position. In order to secure the skilled talent, the workplace environment has to improve. To that end, we focused on using wood with warmth for the desks and creating an open space lounge where people can refresh themselves. In the future, we are thinking of gathering the annex studios for the production company into one big site along with the Chuo line. We will create an animator's village brimming with nature and establish it alongside a shop and cafe that fans can also visit. So basically like a bunch of anime studios into one big museum where fans could go look at them and they could live there. Like that's what that's what Ryu Nakayama, who is directing the Chainsaw Man anime at Mappa, retweeted, "We are making Chainsaw Man here. It's close to the station and convenience stores, and its interior is nice as well. If you're a young and motivated digital animator, I encourage you to work with us if you've got the interest. Depending on whether we're able to prepare things for them, I'm thinking of proactively reaching out to students, newcomers, and people without experience yet in the future. So if you're interested, by all means, reach out." The news has come amid recent concerns of poor working conditions at Mappa, including last week animator Ippeichi claimed that animators were being offered bottom rates on production of a Netflix anime made at Mappa, saying that a producer on the project suggested to pay 3,800 yen per cut, about $34. We talked about that. And then another animator claimed to have been paid 250 yen, $2 for in-between animation at a subcontracting studio, which I want to say they said Bones did that one, but it was like contracted by Mappa, the company that recently made a viral PV. That was Chainsaw Man. They commented that the work was extra demanding because it was for a film project that required a high degree of polish, but that wasn't a film project, so maybe it wasn't Chainsaw Man. I don't know, but either way, $2. In May, a freelance animator tweeted that they left Mappa due to the factory-like conditions. Yeah, we reported on that. Mappa, you trying to clean it and at the same time do more damage. You trying to make a museum like if they're clowns, like if they're animals or some shit. Like, not the way, honestly, I could see, and this is how probably a lot of these studios, and we don't know the ins and outs of the business with these people, right? We just know that shit is really bad and they're slaving these people. They're turning them into slaves. The Mappa slave factory at this particular point. We don't know, but this could very well be why people left Madhouse Studios, why Madhouse is no longer Madhouse. It could be that they left there to come to Mappa, and then Mappa did the same thing. And this is also probably why I've been hearing for a while now rumblings of like China's making a big impact with animation and stuff, because they're like, yo, if they got the bread over there, sayonara, I'm going to China now. Like, that's probably what's happening. And if that's the case, Mappa, you're goofing. You're gonna drop the ball, and eventually we're not gonna be talking about Mappa in 5 years. The same way now we don't talk about Madhouse anymore. We talk about what Madhouse was, because Madhouse ain't really doing shit that anybody cares about. We will be talking about you the same if you don't stop. Like, you want to have shops and where fans can like, hey, look at the malnourished dying Japanese man as he croaks over drawing. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, this is horrible. $2 for anime. Like, no, nobody can live off $2. I don't give a fuck if it was $2 a cut and it was 500 cut. Like, $2. Like, this is outrageous. Outrageous. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of their stuff, and it's like a rock and a hard place, because I do want to support these projects so that we could get more. I do want to support it so that these animators that do want to be there can continue to work, but we got to figure something out, or the industry got to figure something out. Something got to, the union has to come, something has to, because what they're trying to take it to another level. They're trying to have you just live your life drawing for them. For that, get some fucking robots. Remember, I don't know how many people have been following me. It was like maybe 5 years back, 4 years back, I talked about that they were having robots that they would try to get to animate shit, and Miyazaki said like it hurt his soul how disgusted he was about it. Go get them, Mappa. Go get those robots, because these are real life people, flesh and blood. You're slaving them. This is slavery. Stop it. Moving forward, let's talk a little bit of good news about One Piece worldwide, because I seen an article where it was talking about how One Piece is not only in Japan that it's been the monster that it is, and of course it's been a little bit on a decline. Everybody knows it by now, but people underestimate how much One Piece is exploding in popularity in other countries and how much it's contributing to the overall success and sales of the series. Glenot, France just reported over 570,000 sold copies in 2 months in 2021, an increase of 115% compared to 2020. These are very impressive numbers. If this trend would continue, we're looking at 3.5 million sold in France alone for 2021. There are a lot of reasons why it's gaining so much traction, but one of the main ones we want to focus on is the publishing. The French volume number 98 released only 3 months after its Japanese counterpart, compared to the English release, which takes around 10. In addition, you have the option to buy your volumes in a different version with a beautiful wooden cover. Yeah, they're giving them the work. Holy shit. So basically France, like just looking at these notes, doing potentially 3.5 million in a year, and they did 500,000 in 2 months. Like, again, don't get me wrong, One Piece does like 1.5 in, you know, a week or two or whatever, but like that is very, very impressive. And One Piece, I have no doubt in my mind, is going to be the highest selling comic of all time. Not just manga. It is going to pass, I want to say it's either Batman or Superman. It's going to pass them here soon, because if it's doing like that in France alone, then you add Japan, then you add the little sales from like the US, and you add Italy and Mexico and all the, like, One Piece to the moon, One Piece is #1. Really, really cool stuff to hear, considering we're always hearing bad stuff about like One Piece is sliding. Well, here's some good news about it worldwide, and even more good news about One Piece, because according to this, it says it would appear Shueisha and Bandai Namco have registered the One Piece Odyssey trademark. It is still unknown what this project may be, and there's nothing announced or teased about it, so take all this information with a grain of salt, but One Piece Odyssey has been trademarked. I'm going to guess that it's either going to be a video game or a movie, and I'm leaning 70 to 30, with 70 being in the favor of it being the next film, One Piece Odyssey. That's my theory. I don't know for sure. I don't have facts, but maybe that's what they're going with. Maybe that's going to be the next One Piece film. What the hell could that be about? Either way, I'm hyped for it. I'm hyped if it's a movie. I am hyped for it. If it's a video game, I'm still hyped for it, because I love, like, the Musou games are great. The fighting games that they did, Burning Blood, was pretty cool. But yeah, hopefully this is the next film, because I don't know. I heard a lot of backlash about the last one, but I really liked it with Bullet and shit like that. Stampede, that shit was cool. I could go for another One Piece film. It's already about that time. It's been a couple years. Okay, next up, we got an update on the 7 Deadly Sins sequel for Knights of the Apocalypse. According to this, it says the 7 Deadly Sins sequel manga series Mokushiroku no Yonkishi by Nakaba Suzuki will be on break this week in the upcoming weekly Shonen magazine issue 32, the year of 2021. The series will resume next week in issue number 33, so it's going on a break for a week, which give these people a break. They go through a lot, and I'm not even gonna lie, with Nakaba Suzuki, I worry about that guy. I remember years ago he had to take months off because he had some health issues while writing the 7 Deadly Sins, and then, you know, you hear about him drinking and stuff. Now he's taking a break. Take a break, relax, try to get your shit together. Don't worry about it. Fans can wait. We can always wait when it comes to your health. Absolutely. Okay, people, moving forward, we got an update on the Sword Art Online film that's supposed to be coming. It says Sword Art Online, the movie progressive Aria of a Starlit Night, sets October release date in Japan. Aniplex Online Fest 2021 Sword Art Online talk show event reflected on the past 10 years of the franchise, which that's nuts to think that Sword Art been around for 10 years already, but also gave us a look into the future with a new key visual and release date for Sword Art Online progressive Aria of a Starlit Night. The film is now set to release in Japanese theaters on October 30th, with a US release information of coming soon, and we got a new poster, which I'm looking forward to it, I ain't gonna lie, especially considering it's supposed to be like, what, going back to Aincrad, if I'm not mistaken. I'll take a look. I don't know if I'll watch it, to be honest with you. I'm so far beyond them. Only, like, I've seen the first 2 SAOs. I haven't seen anything after SAO 2, so I got a little bit of catching up to do, but I don't think you need to have watched those to watch progressive, because again, it's going back to the beginning, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, for fans of SAO, you want to watch the film, it will be coming eventually. At the very least, we know October Japan, maybe by the end of the year or early next year we'll get the SAO movie. Okay, people, and last story of the episode. An anime producer explains the business of greenlighting sequels. Anime producer Masuo Ueda answered these questions and more when he appeared on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Diamonds Unbreakable and Knights of the Zodiac Saint Seiya character designer Terumi Nishi's YouTube channel in a video posted last Friday. The video has English subtitles. Ueda explained that when it comes to anime adaptations, a sequel can't be created without the permission of the original creator, but it's better for fans to contact anime production companies over publishers. Companies are perfectly receptive to letters and emails submitted through their online forums as long as they aren't disruptive to the business. Companies are also increasingly using social media for market research and to gauge interest, although this can sometimes backfire. Yes, it can. He also mentioned that although sequels are almost impossible to greenlight if the previous anime did not make a profit, certain titles and brands can be rebooted later when the market demographics have changed. He brought up Fate Stay Night Knight as an example of a series that wasn't a massive financial success with its original anime adaptation, but later became a lot more successful thanks to a new anime. Although he is no longer involved with Sunrise, Ueda expressed his personal hope that the City Hunter Shinjuku Private Eyes anime film will get a sequel. From his understanding, the film made a profit and he would like to see the production committee give back to the fans once more. And yeah, so it seems as though it's more so up to the companies and not really the publishers. I mean, at the end of the day, the publishers give the final word, but if the companies see like, yo, we made a profit, and obviously the publishers are gonna be like, okay, I want to make more, why not? So it seems as though if you want to get, without the toxic stuff, if you want to get a sequel to something, your best bet is, of course, support it legally. Make sure you watch it on the legal sites. Make sure, you know, if you're into buying anime on Blu-ray, DVD, whatever, you go do that. But also contact the companies very respectfully and say, hey, you know, Mappa, even though Mappa, I don't know if you want to contact them right now, but like Bones, whoever, we want more. We love this series. Please make more. Something like that. And I'm sure it'll give a little bit more of an idea if enough people like, oh shit, y'all want more of this? We'll make more. So whatever that sequel you've been dying for, go tell the companies that, hey, I want more. Again, respectfully. And I'm not sending anybody to do anything, but that's the best way to get a sequel according to this guy. And yeah, people, those are the stories we have for today's episode. I am very curious what you guys think. The JoJo's Bizarre Adventure event coming up. What are your expectations for that? The Shonen Jump author comments, the Dr. Stone popularity poll, Jujutsu Kaisen, the Gojo statue alongside with the problems with Megumi, the Star Wars anime, Seven Deadly Sins movie sales, Baki Son of Ogre anime, Tokyo Revengers cover on the Weekly Shonen magazine cover, manga sales at an all-time high, the 3 Demon Slayer stories including Zenitsu's VA being unfortunately sick, we wish him the best, season 2 announcement, and the spin-off art. Netflix grabbing that Shonen Jump reality show winners anime adaptation rights, Afghanistan's Pokemon Go weird story, Black Clover topping the Jump sales, and Phantom Seer, even though it's axed, outdoing me and Roboko. Fullmetal Alchemist 2 pieces of news in the big live stream event, Mappa's new Chainsaw Man studio, and everything that's going on with their drama. One Piece doing better worldwide, One Piece Odyssey, 4 Nights of the Apocalypse's break, Sword Art Online movie released, and the trick to getting more sequels of your favorite shows. And your thoughts on any of the stories we covered in today's episode. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in. And you guys just watched another episode of Whatever News. Have an awesome day.